How y'all doing this morning? So like you said, this topic is very provocative. I like the subject. I've spoken on it in Atlanta at the 8th annual Asterisk conference, and I decided to bring it here. So who am I? All right. I am not a telecommunications guy. I came from the world of architecture and construction. I owned a real estate development company for about 4 or 5 years. Ran that until Lehman Brothers, kind of crashed and burned with the real estate market. So I transitioned out of the world of architecture and construction in 2008 into the tech world. And I formed Blackboard Media in 2011. Our goal was to create innovative and cool solutions using new technology. Technology is going to basically take over the world. If you've all seen Transcendence, we are heading towards the singularity, and it's something I want to be a part of, so I want to make it. So right now, our company deals with all 100% WebRTC integrations. We work with companies from integrating anything from telephony systems to if they want to build a online therapy application or they want to do online fitness applications, really just opening up the market for what WebRTC and the world is ready for and going forward. A question was posed yesterday, how do you monetize WebRTC? Well, it's all dependent on what are you trying to do with WebRTC. It's your application, it's your product, it's how you take it forward and move it forward. So WebRTC, this is the thing we're here for. I know you all heard about it. I'm not going to go into a lot about what it is. I want to tell you what applications are actually being built with it, what production applications are already out there. Some you may know, some you may not be familiar with, but there are companies using it all across the world. There's over 500 companies that are WebRTC based, and a lot of the large enterprise companies are moving towards WebRTC solutions because it's a lot cheaper, it's easier to implement and deploy, and the barrier to entry is small. You really have 4 vendors to go through, which are really the 4 browser vendors, in comparison to working with telephony systems where you have to worry about things like licensing and all of those hiccups when it comes to it. So I want to get a poll. Who's familiar with WebRTC? All you should be familiar with WebRTC. Maybe? No? Okay, I need everyone to be interacting. Who knows about WebRTC? Yeah, okay, good. All right, who has actually used WebRTC? All right. Who's used WebRTC for more than 1 minute? So who's used WebRTC in a business application, or maybe you actually used it and didn't even know you was using it? Okay, we got 2 people, well, 3, all right. So history of WebRTC, Google acquired On2 and GPS for about $200 million in 2010. So they spent quite a bit of money trying to open source the technology and bring it to the market. 2011, May, Google actually announced WebRTC as a source code and released it publicly. 2013 in February, Chrome and Firefox became interoperable. So we have a good, nice collaboration in between the vendors and partners. 2013 in August, it moved over into the Android devices as open source. So some of the key features of WebRTC, a lot of people talk about WebRTC and don't really understand the premises. WebRTC is not a product, it is a solution. So it enriches your communications. It provides a added layer of benefit to you. It is not something that you can just deploy by itself and actually think it's going to work and bring you customers. You actually have to build it into a product, build it into a service, and enrich your own service with WebRTC. So some of the use cases for WebRTC, you have obviously browser-to-browser communication. You have browser to PSTN network, so you can do SIP, you can do phone calls over WebRTC. You can obviously do desktop to mobile, which I will show you a demo later. And you can do machine to machine. So, Apple and Microsoft, where this is the big, hiccup in the whole WebRTC world. Like, when are they going to join the party? Well, you have Microsoft, joining the bandwagon of ORTC, which is Object Real-Time Communications. It's a little different than WebRTC as a whole. They actually started off with QURTC Web, which is customizable, ubiquitous, real-time communications over the web. So, that name right there just killed the whole technology as a whole. Anyway, so really what's going on is you have subsets and ways to get around Apple and Microsoft. You have plugins. That's really not the whole premise of WebRTC. WebRTC is built to be able to be built into user's browser or a mobile application without having to download any plugins. It kind of takes away from what we really want from WebRTC, but it's a workaround for now. And so when you ask when are they going to join the party, I say shut up and build something. You cannot innovate, you cannot do anything without actually building and taking a step forward without, hey, well, it doesn't work in this particular thing, it doesn't work in this particular thing. It's a product that's it's free, it's easy to enter into the barrier. So I say shut up and build something. All right, so we look at WebRTC stats starting out, we could really say that WebRTC really came to the scene early 2012. Even though it was released in 2011, you started seeing a lot of applications come into the market early 2012. Currently, right now, as of May 2014, you have 1.2 billion devices or endpoints that you can connect to with WebRTC. So you think about the endpoints, you have your mobile devices, you have browsers, you have other applications people who are installing WebRTC on. You have like Raspberry Pis that people are installing WebRTC on and things of that nature. So you can think outside of the box and try to go to a different level. By 2016, we'll have about 4.2 billion devices, and this is just with Microsoft, with Chrome and Firefox. So when Apple and Microsoft come into the party, this number is gonna, go up exponentially. So, is WebRTC disruptive? Like I said before, WebRTC is not it's just a technology, it's not a solution. So you have to build upon WebRTC. And so now I need the audience to get involved. When this slide comes up, I need you to go, shut up and build something. Can we do that? So, all right. So here we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it one time. So I'm gonna come back. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next slide. That's right. All right. Come on. All right. So we talk about what production applications are out there in the market currently. Everyone knows about Amazon Mayday button. Maybe you don't. So what I've done is on most of the slides, I have a YouTube video link, and at the end of the presentation, I'll have a link so you can download the presentation and take a look at it. Well, if you're not familiar with Amazon Mayday button, installed on their Kindle Fires, which is an Android operating system, they have the ability for live customer service agents to have live video chats with their customers. So say I'm on my Kindle Fire and I don't know how to order this movie, I can just hit the Amazon Mayday button. I have a nice, beautiful young lady come up on my screen. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? No, sorry. But so, she talks to you, she walks you through your the purchase process you need to go through. She has contextual information about what you're actually looking for. So that, you don't have to sit there for 30 minutes and explain to her what you're trying to get to, what you're trying to figure out. She has a history of what you're trying to get to and what you're trying to purchase or what you're trying to do on your application. She can provide you on-screen assistance and guide you through the application. This is invaluable to a person who is frustrated with can't figure out something. We've all been on the phone with customer service agents and, we get transferred to another rep. I just had a 3-hour conversation about a month ago with getting this phone replaced. They sent me a replacement phone. I called Verizon. I said, hey, well, this replacement phone you sent me needs replacing. So I talked to Verizon about 30 minutes, and they're like, oh, this phone was replaced by Esurance. I have to transfer you over to Esurance. So I have to get another 30-minute conversation with Esurance when all this information could be transferred directly from agent to agent. They'll know my situation, my problems, and be able to handle everything a whole lot quicker. This increases your customer service response times. It increases your customer service loyalty because I will stay with a company that can keep me happy at all times. So it's things like that what WebRTC kind of builds upon. All right. So this is one of my favorites, Comcast. They are very serious about WebRTC. In 2015, first quarter, they will be releasing their upgraded X1 platform. Now, this is kind of amazing to me because Comcast has about 250 developers working on their X1 platform. This is an exuberant amount of developers working on one platform. What I like the most about what they're doing is that they're going to allow you to be able to stream live from your mobile device to your set-top box at home or your parents' home who may be across country. You may be at your son's baseball game and you might say, hey, your grandma and your granddad's able to watch you now because I'm able to send this stream live and direct to their set-top box. This is revolutionary. This is nice. This is like, Minority Report and stuff when, he's up on the screen, hey, let's have a call and, go back and kind of reverse history, So I think this is the first step on, building something out of the box. When people think about WebRTC, they only think of the live video communication as one-to-one, you know, let's say telephony or basically a go-to-meeting type of application. What the applications and the you know, implementations are endless, what you can do. Esurance. Esurance has a video appraisal app. Now, if you think about your normal, I think mostly everyone has probably had an accident before. You have to go through the adjuster. You have to schedule a date for them to come out. They got to meet you somewhere, or they're going to meet you. You got to, you know, it takes how much a day? Well, imagine being able to easily just open your mobile device, go to your Esurance app, schedule an appointment with an appraiser, and the appraiser comes up to your screen, and you can send live video to your appraiser, and they can do the appraisal directly from your mobile application without having to, you know, come out to location. If you think of this from the business side of things, this is very important because now you don't have to pay your employees to go for travel. You don't have to pay your employees for liability on, you know, on cases and things when it comes to if they get in an accident on trying to go to site or meet someone. You don't have to worry about danger and other things like that. So I like the fact that people are thinking outside the box when it comes to what they're trying to do with WebRTC. Valspar. This is an interesting one as well. So this one takes in consideration AR, which is augmented reality, as well as WebRTC. So everyone's been to Home Depot and Lowe's, and you have these color palettes. I mean, it's like millions upon millions of colors, and you're like, you look at this one color, and you're like, this color is the exact same color as this, but it's like one hexadecimal off in comparison. So what Valspar has done is they've taken the whole aspect of going to the Home Depot or Lowe's, trying to figure out which color works, then taking it home, coming back and realizing those colors didn't work. Well, they allow you to take a live video screen of a stream of your home. A representative will come onto the screen and put color palettes up to your room in live time. So this allows you to be able to change colors, change views, change things in your own living room without having to worry about actually going to Home Depot or Lowe's trying to figure out what color works. You have a live customer service agent who's your color professional or your professional for helping you select your interior design schemes where you can, you know, a lot of your friends where you say, yeah, I picked that color out, you know. Double robotics. This is an interesting one as well. If you've ever seen the little robots roll around with the iPad sitting on top of it, this is double robotics. So double robotics has taken it to another level where it allows you to remotely control a WebRTC-based application where you can I've seen a lot of them do it with teachers. They'll have teachers teaching a class of students without even having to be in the same room. They'll go around, this little cart, it rolls around. I mean, it's kind of amazing the way they do it. But it's all WebRTC-based. It's remotely controlled through the data channels with WebRTC itself. And it's all iPad, and so there you go. If you're wondering about Apple on that side, there's native libraries for iOS, which is pretty good, which is pretty cool. All right, so you know what's coming next, but they ask, you know, what's codecs to use. This is very important in telephony. You know, I'm not going to act like this is not an important topic, but when it comes to where WebRTC is going, open source technology. It really a no-brainer when it comes to it. You know, the barrier to entry, you know, you don't have to worry about paying all those licensing costs and things of that nature. You can build proof of concepts quickly and test your market first. You know, it's nothing wrong with building it out, testing your market. So I need a crowd. Thank you, there we go. So again, we have, the space is fairly new. It's currently about 500 vendors or companies out there that use WebRTC. But there's been a lot of acquisitions in the space so far, and I'm going to point out a couple that you may have heard of, may not have heard of. So one of our vendors that we work with is AddLive, and just recently in May, Snapchat purchased AddLive. So I know that everyone's used Snapchat, maybe not, but Snapchat is a messaging app that has one use. Like once you view the message, it'll basically be destroyed, self-destruct. So what they've done is they've allowed, they were looking for vendors to either build out a solution for them or to just buy them. So they eventually just bought AddLive. And what they did was they integrated WebRTC as a way of formal communication for, they now have a button where you can hold it. It's a little blue button, you hold it, and you can have a live video call with one of your Snapchat friends. Or they're using it as a way to send messages and destroy those messages easier through their process. Blackboard. So everyone who went to college knows Blackboard. You had to go through this process. You had to upload stuff to your professor and things of that nature. You might have to have some classes online. Well, this is an interesting one. This just happened maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Blackboard actually acquired a company called Requestec. And so what Blackboard is looking to do is they're looking to revitalize their whole entire products using WebRTC because it's cheaper, it provides high quality definition audio and video, and it opens up the market. They are currently estimating to see a 10 times growth in online classes comparison to traditional classes, which is pretty amazing to me. You have 100 million more students coming in the next decade. That's a lot of people. You know, you have to reach, you look at all these online courses and things like that, and WebRTC is lowering the cost of actually reaching those people. Weight Watchers. Yeah, I've ate good since I've been in Vegas. I probably should get some Weight Watchers. But Wello is a company that is built off of WebRTC, but it's an online fitness platform where you can work out with a personal trainer from the comfort of your own home using WebRTC. So you can hook up your laptop to your TV or just work directly from your laptop, and you can work with a personal trainer directly from your home without necessarily having to go to a gym. You know, when it comes to traveling or people who actually like to stay in shape, or people who are not comfortable with going to a gym, or the gym is too far away, you know, it's like an extra 40, 50 minutes to, you know, go to the gym, come back from the gym, you know, it's a lot of time, especially if you have kids and things of that nature. So Weight Watchers purchased Wello as a way to increase their footprint into providing people with the ability to be able to lose weight. So Weight Watchers purchased Wello, and now they're integrating into their system, into their whole, I would call it they have a lot of stuff. You know, they have food, they have now fitness. They're becoming the complete source of where you need to go to try to lose weight. So now it's demo time. All right, so this is, I'm not part of the dangerous demos, but you know, this is definitely demo time. We're gonna show you a demo. And we talk about WebRTC, and we have a product that we have called VidTalk, and it allows anyone to add live video chat to their website and allow you to, you know, send one link to ability to, you know, have a video chat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a mobile to desktop to show you how WebRTC works, and I'm gonna actually let you all be the showcase of it. So you're all on TV now. I'm gonna step away so I don't have much feedback. Now I'm working over a 4G network. My phone is off of 4G, so I'm not even using the Wi-Fi here, and that you can see we have a lot of low latency. Someone wave in the crowd, can we get some energy? Can we jump? You know, maybe, no, maybe, okay. So you can see a demo working of WebRTC directly from a mobile browser. I mean, this is actually a mobile app. I can go to the mobile browser as well, but I just wanted to show you a demo of how it's actually working in real life. You can go to vidtalk.com and play with the demo on your own. Close that up. So now I'm on TV. Where did my presentation go? It went away. So there's a lot of resources out there that you can take a look at for WebRTC. Most of what you'll see is, hey, it's a free application that you can use just to see WebRTC work. What this presentation was about is to show you what companies are actually doing in the industry right now and what's coming. But here's some free services. Talkie is probably one of my favorites because it has a little rocket you can play with. Appear in a VLAN or some application you just go play with, have a live conversation with. I mean, to me, it's a lot simpler to have these type of conversations than, you know, trying to go through a Google Hangout. I mean, if everybody's went through Google Hangout, if you don't have a Google account, they got to sign up for a Google account. If you have more than one Google Plus account, you got to figure out what Google Plus account is going to, all that good stuff. So it's kind of a hassle. You know, they need to do better than that. But some resources here, we have webrtc.org, ORTC if you want to know a little bit about that. To be honest, it's still just coming out. It's still in a working group. But there's also some blogs here you can take a look at that have some of the best information that you can find. And also the presentation that I've done here can be found at this link here. So I can give you time to write that down if you want to write that down. Everybody got it? Okay. So now it's questions and answers. I bow now. Sorry.
Okay. If anyone does have any questions, just wait and I'll bring the microphone over to you, and that way we can hear you all better.
Yeah. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Have you built anything integrated with Asterisk?
So we're not really a telephony company. We haven't built anything with Asterisk just yet. We're definitely ready for the challenge. What we try to do is partner with vendors that are already in the space. So we've partnered with Respoke, which has a lovely platform, just to let you all know. Respokes, we work with a lot of the vendors in the space. We partner with them and try to figure out which setup is, or which set of APIs are best for the particular client. Most clients cannot build this out there on their own because they don't have the budgets to. But it all depends on what the application is, what we're trying to go with. They now have Chan Respoke that can integrate with Asterisk, and so it's just whatever the application needs, and we can work with that. So.
Now that Firefox recently released that they support OpenH264 for the WebRTC, do you know if there's an API or a way to specify exactly which codec you're going to be using?
Not currently. Right now it's still VP8. There's still a lot of debate about that. So when you talk about the codecs wars, it's still a heated debate. Google's baby is V8. V9 is right now running just about, I think, 90% of YouTube videos and stuff. So I think they're going to strictly stay on that V8 and V9 route. It's no telling really where it's going to marry itself in the future, especially when it comes to Apple and Microsoft. They're H264, H265 vendors, and that's mostly what their stuff is. So I think there's going to be integration later, but I think it makes sense just to stick with one codecs because you don't want to have to worry about dealing with all of the other hiccups when it comes to working with multiple codecs and things of that nature. So.
Anybody else?
Don't be afraid. I'll be gentle.
Have you done any kind of non-video applications with it, like using just passing data back and forth peer-to-peer, or is it pretty much?
So we've done a combination of things. So we do a lot of stuff with the data channel as well. So when it comes to the signaling piece and sending, like when you want to do file sharing or you want to do screen sharing, things like that, we've done some of that as well. So it just really depends on what the application needs. The sexy part of WebRTC is the video and audio. Most people don't understand the data channel piece of it just yet, and also the signaling and tapping into SIP and Asterisk and things like that yet. So.
All right, this is your last chance.
Anybody else? We still have time. Yeah.
All right, it looks like there's no other questions. So I've got a bunch of links I got to go visit now, see all these cool WebRTC tools. So thank you very much, Lantre. And